Today, I'm gonna show you my favorite affirmation cards for women, some ways that I use them in my life, and some different ways that you can use them in your lives as well. If you're ready to bring whole life wellness, boundless energy, and the divine feminine into your life, please make sure you subscribe to be notified when a new video goes live. Hey ladies, I'm Dawn Perez. I'm from Wild Simple Joy. I'm a nutrition coach and a life coach, and I have a passion for bringing whole life wellness to women so that they can live their best, most pleasure-filled lives. One of my favorite things in life ever is affirmations. I've been writing a lot of my own affirmations for about 3 years now. Affirmations are statements that you make to be true that can help you ease your anxiety, stress less, find success, do all kinds of other things in your life that you might want to accomplish. Basically, affirmations work by disrupting the autopilot paths in our brains. Some of Joe Dispenza's early work was a huge epiphany for me. So I've included a link to his 2013 TED Talk in the description below for you to check out. Affirmation cards are an easy way to bring affirmations into your life, especially when you don't want to write your own, and they can help you use them regularly. First, I'm going to show you my favorite 2 affirmation card decks. These are my witchy spiritual affirmation cards that I bought from the Etsy shop You Are Loved Goods. So I want to read a few of them to you. I take deep breaths to energize my mind, my body, my spirit. I am strong and balanced. I remember what matters. I am in sync with life. I am who I choose to be. My second deck is a self-love deck of affirmation cards from 111 Studio on Etsy, created by Tori Player. This affirmation deck comes from a Black-owned business on Etsy. I highly recommend supporting Black-owned businesses when you can, and especially when they're Black-owned businesses owned by women. This deck is so relaxing and empowering and just absolutely wonderful. I want to read 3 of their affirmation cards. Standing up for myself, speaking up for myself, saying no when I need to. It's not hurtful, it's helpful. I release the need to please other people and focus on what pleases me. When I fill myself up, my goodness overflows to the people I love. And I want to show you this one. This one's one of my favorite cards. Check out the breastfeeding card. Normalized breastfeeding, so amazing. Yes. So those are the 2 affirmation card decks that I use, that I go between depending on my needs for the day. But if those 2 don't float your boat, there are tons of products out there that can help you get started with affirmations and affirmation cards. I actually reviewed 20 affirmation card decks on wildsimplejoy.com, and I've put a link in the description below so that you can check them out and see which ones your favorites are. Now, before we start talking about how I use my affirmation cards every day, I want you to think about your own life and tell me, what is something that you do mindfully every day? Maybe for you, it's that you like to take time to do your hair in the morning. Maybe you like to take your time and sipping your coffee in the morning. Whatever it is, I want you to jot it down in the comments below for other people to see where you are being mindful and where they can potentially have some space in their own day to be mindful as well, because that's where we're going to put in our affirmations in the next part. So now let's talk about using your affirmation cards. This is where that mindful activity is going to come into play. In my morning routine, I'm an ESL teacher, so I get up really early in the morning to teach English to students in China. When I first wake up, I like to come out to my computer and I take some time to go through my affirmation cards. But this is only how I use my affirmation cards in my life. So let's talk about 8 different ways that you can potentially use your affirmation cards in your life too. 1, read them before you go to bed at night. 2, if you have an established journaling routine, write down a couple of your affirmations in your journal before you start your normal routine. 3, tape a couple of the affirmation cards to your mirror so that when you wake up in the morning and go to use the bathroom, you see them first thing. 4, read them while you sip on your morning coffee. 5, tape 1 or 2 to your steering wheel so that when you get in your car to drive to work in the morning, you can read them before you drive, not while you're driving them. 6, put your deck in your lunchbox and read them on your lunch break. 7, keep your deck on your bedside table and read a few before you go to bed at night. And 8, choose one specifically, or you can choose a random card, memorize that affirmation, and use that affirmation during japa yoga or a meditation practice with mala beads. You always get bonus points if you read your affirmation cards out loud to yourself. So there it is, my 2 favorite affirmation decks for women and the 8 ways that you can potentially use affirmation cards in your life. Don't forget to check out that blog post about affirmation cards where I go into detail about 20 different affirmation decks that are out there on Etsy, on Amazon, and all over the web so that you can find the perfect deck that works for you. Thanks for hanging with me today. As always, show me that thumbs up so that I can know what kind of videos you want to see more of, and subscribe so that you get notified every time I post a video about being your best woman. Namaste, mamas.